Hello and welcome, I'm your host Elizibar. I've recorded a review of this, and I've changed my mind a little, so I'm re-recording it. It's a couple hours later, you know? Vampirella, Dejah Thoris, number 1. I got it on a lark. And the basic setup is Mars, they discover an object in the sky. They're like, it's some kind of craft. And they know where it's going to crash in an abandoned city. And the army wants to go and get it. You know how that goes, right? The army wants to go get the thing. I got to think about this a little more. I'm sorry. I like it, but I don't know that I should like it. Is the problem, you know? So, Dejah Thoris, like, she's super serious right here. Look at this face. Super serious. Fairly serious. And then she works up, like, emotional blackmail on her grandfather. Is that, like, in character? I've only read, like, one book. It was, like, the first one of the whole Barsoom stuff. You know, John Carter Mars or whatever it was. And anyway, over the next couple panels, she's explaining, you know, well, what if it's poisonous or it explodes or you're going to kill the whole army and leave the country vulnerable? It's a good argument. And like, here, and here, like, she's not exhibiting the same emotional puppy dog manipulation that she busts out here. I'm not sure that this was necessary. It feels really out of character for everything else she does here. Now, this is kind of in the same vein, this panel right down here. But I think it's just because she's, like, happy to get to go on an adventure, and I don't think it's the same kind of thing. And he even, like, calls this one out. Go and discover where you can, granddaughter, and for the sake of all that is holy, try not to look so excited about it. Well, I gotta think a little bit more. Yeah, so the next part of this is where the next bit of trouble comes in. Alright, so we got this, you know, she goes and camps out, she makes fun of the scientists for miscalculating the time, but they got the landing point basically right. This is actually a really hard calculation to do. Air resistance and stuff really messes up with trajectories, winds, all that kind of thing. Although time should be a relatively easy one. That's probably easier to get than the actual landing position to within tolerance. But it lands at the abandoned city. And look at the ship. Yeah, it looks like a bat. I love it. I love it. Anyway, Dejah Thoris goes down. She's going to investigate. She's so caught up in getting there that she forgets, oh, yeah, the white apes. So she gets attacked. She handles one. Another bigger one shows up. Boy, I look at this and I just think of bullymongs. I've been playing too much Borderlands, I guess. The other one gets her. The pod opens right here. Ooh, is that menacing or what? Looks very digital. I think that was... I could do that in Photoshop pretty easily. It looks kind of cheap, actually. She's like, ah, crap, I don't want to die. And she doesn't. Feral hand. Oh, gross. And now they fight. You know, it's the arc of a crossover. You have a crisis. The two characters have to meet. They have to fight, which is what happens on the next page. We are going to skip over that. They fight. And then they become friends. Now, normally, you devote like a whole issue to the fight and becoming friends. In this case, it takes place over the course of like 3 pages. So they're psychic. Vampirella uses her psychic powers, so they learn how to talk to each other. And then she shows her images of Draculon. It was a beautiful world. The suns got hot. Things dried up. Pretty straightforward. That little quip there, isn't telepathy wonderful, feels kind of out of place. I really like this panel. The water effect looked really nice, and this is just a beautiful scene. Oh, this was pretty good. The waters of Draculon are red? It's not water, princess. It's blood. Ooh. Which page do I want to show next? I guess, yeah, we'll just look here. So they become like psychic friends, psychic buddies, something like that. Something like that. And then there's this hug. And I'm not sure if it's like a hug of desperation, like, oh, thank goodness we can get some help, or what. But, boom! That last panel. Forget the rest of the page, that last panel. The hug feels a little out of place, but I can also see it being like a hug of relief, or a hug of, you know, like, yeah, like relief, like, oh, thank goodness. Which might be a little out of character for Vampirella, but on the other hand, she is here trying to save her planet, so I can see how, like, emotional, like, she's been on an emotional roller coaster. She was a bloodthirsty thing. She killed a monster. She went to kill a person. She had some blood. Now she's happy again, you know? She's like, yeah, my people, they found my notes, and they're all on their way. So I'm really hoping the next issue is going to kind of just go to the fighting, because the characterization seems kind of off. So I had fun. I will say that I think it's good fun, but I also got to say, like, don't read too closely. Like, maybe my distance from the characters, like, I've only read the one Barsoom novel. It was like the original John Carter of Mars. I'm pretty sure that's the one I read. So I'm not, like, too attached to the character. Vampirella is a character that I'm also not super attached to. I like her. But it's mostly just because, like, that bad girl art kind of thing, you know? Not because I'm super familiar with the character herself. So, but even having said that, like, the personality's still a little weird, a little off. They become friends too quickly, too easily, too cheaply. That's the word. There's no bloodshed making their friendship work, you know? It feels cheap and easy. So I liked it. I'm not sure that somebody who's into the characters will like it. That feels like an odd statement to make, but it also, I think, is the one that rings true. I'm really excited to see the next issue, because I'm hoping to see lots of crazy Martian on vampire fighting in it. And I think that will be a lot of fun. And if I don't get that, then I don't get that. Also, let's take a look at the cover gallery, because I just wanted to show you how many ridiculous covers there are. All right, so we got like 6 right here. 2 of which are cosplay photo models. Then we got 18 more, including Virgin cosplay models. Oh, also a blank one, so you get some art drawn on it. And then we got like 4 more over here. Like, what on earth? That is a lot of covers. And this is a perfectly good cover. It kind of gets across what actually happens in the issue. A white ape dies, she has a sword, she gets blood on her hand. Like, this actually is a cover, even though it doesn't say, like, cool text on it to draw you in. It's a cover that actually depicts something that goes on in the book, so I kind of like that. Oh yeah, hold on. I will say that, while I think this is kind of out of character, I really like the range of faces she has. Like, everybody's all dour. She's kind of got that. But look, you can see the little teeth. Alright? But here, that's like an attentive kind of look. And here she's like back to the same stoic kind of thing going on that everybody does. And then she's got that smiley face. I just like seeing the different faces, even if... okay, this is the one that really feels out of place. I think this one... Sorry, I got it mixed up. This one's just kind of like... I think that's appropriate, like the love of adventure. But that... Come on. Big puppy dog eyes. Like, just look at all the different faces she makes. Like, it's enjoyable seeing somebody actually have emotions, because in some comic books, people don't have emotions. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Take it for what you will. Bye-bye.